Oh, look who decided to show up. Great. I was just sitting here recalibrating the sensors on my BS detector, and the moment you clicked on this video, the needle snapped off. That's how much financial nonsense you're radiating right now. It's actually impressive, in a horrifying, entropic sort of way. Look at you. You walk around thinking you're a free agent in a modern capitalist democracy, don't you? You think you make choices. You think you have preferences. Please, you're not a person, you're a battery. You're a fleshy, anxiety-filled alkaline battery powering a massive global system designed to keep you running on a hamster wheel until your knees give out or you die of a stress-induced heart attack at 64. We call this the middle-class trap. And let me be clear, it is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not wearing a tinfoil hat here. It's just an algorithm. It is a mathematical formula optimized by corporations, banks, and marketing firms to extract every single loose dollar from your pocket before it has a chance to compound. You see people driving nice cars, wearing branded hoodies, eating $30 delivery salads, and you think, wow, they're doing well. They must have it figured out. Wrong. They are hemorrhaging wealth. They are bleeding out financially. If I put their bank accounts under an X-ray, you'd see a red skeleton labeled debt and cortisol. They're one missed paycheck, one bad diagnosis, one economic hiccup away from total collapse. And statistically speaking, so are you. But today, I'm going to try to debug your programming. I've identified 7 massive glitches in your operating system, 7 money traps that keep you poor, docile, and buying things you don't need to impress primates you don't even like. I'm going to walk you through the math, the psychology, and the absolute stupidity of these traps, and I'm going to warn you, this is going to hurt. Math doesn't care about your feelings. Math doesn't care about your lifestyle. Math is the cold, hard universe staring back at you. So, grab a notebook, or don't, it's your funeral. Let's look at the first trap. Let's start with the biggest tumor in your financial biology, the car. Somewhere along the evolutionary line, you convinced yourselves that your self-worth is directly tied to the hunk of painted metal and rubber you drag your body around in. The average new car payment in America is now hovering over $700 a month. For trucks and SUVs, it's pushing $1,000. Do you understand what you're doing? Do you actually comprehend the magnitude of this error? You are taking $700 of your future freedom, setting it on fire, and using the heat to warm your vanity for the 45 minutes a day you spend sitting in traffic. You are paying a premium to look successful to strangers at a red light who are too busy looking at their phones to notice you. Let's run the numbers, because this is where people get exposed. Let's say you're 25 years old. You get a decent job, and you tell yourself you need a reliable vehicle. You buy a new car. The payment is $700. You do this for your entire working life because you're trapped in the cycle of trade-ins and upgrades. You believe the lie that you always need a warranty. If you took that same $700 a month, just that one payment, and instead of giving it to Ford or Toyota, you invested it in a boring, low-cost S&P 500 index fund, returning an average of 8%, do you know what you'd have after 40 years? Do you want to guess? $2.3 million. Let that sink in. That Ford F-150 isn't a truck. It's a multi-million-dollar robbery that you signed up for. You were driving your retirement. You were driving your freedom down the highway, and every mile you put on it, you were losing money. And the worst part? It rusts. It depreciates. It becomes worthless. You were paying interest on an asset that is actively rotting away. That is financial suicide. The dealership isn't your friend. The finance guy smiling at you is a predator. He's looking at you like a gazelle with a credit score. He's going to ask you, what monthly payment can you afford? Never, what is the total cost of this car? Because if you looked at the total cost, the interest, the insurance, the gas, and the depreciation, you'd realize that buying a new car is mathematically indefensible for anyone trying to build wealth. The fix is simple, but your ego will hate it. Stop trying to look rich while you're driving to a job you hate. Buy a used Toyota. Buy a Honda with a few scratches on it. Drive it until the wheels fall off, and then duct tape them back on and drive it some more. Take that $700 and buy your freedom. Now, let's move to trap number 2, the upgrade cycle, or as I like to call it, planned obsolescence for gullible monkeys.
Tech companies have hacked your dopamine receptors. They have engineered a cycle of dissatisfaction. Every September, like clockwork, they release a phone. And what does this phone do? Is it a quantum leap in technology? Does it solve world hunger? No. It has a battery that lasts 18 minutes longer and a camera with one extra lens that you will never use because all you do is take pictures of your lunch. Yet you line up. You line up like cattle to drop $1,200. Why? Because the battery on your old one is a little tired? Replace the battery. It costs $50. But no, you want the new shiny object. You want the status symbol. You want to be able to put the new device on the table at dinner and show everyone that you are current, that you are relevant. It's not just phones. It's laptops, smartwatches, tablets, headphones. The system relies on you feeling outdated. It's designed in security. They slow down the old software to frustrate you. They change the charging ports to force you to buy new cables. It is a tax on your existence. Let's look at the math again. If you upgrade your tech every 2 years, you're spending roughly $1,500 annually on gadgets. Over a decade, that's $15,000 of post-tax income. That's barely scratching the surface because you usually finance these things, don't you? You add another $40 to your phone bill, hiding the cost in the fine print. You are leasing your lifestyle from a corporation that has more cash than God, while you're wondering why you can't afford a down payment on a house. If you just held on to your device for 4 years, literally just kept it in a case and didn't drop it in the toilet, you'd cut that cost in half. That extra $7,000 invested over that decade grows. It compounds. But you're not thinking about compounding. You're thinking about the dynamic island or whatever marketing buzzword they used to trick you this year. Use your tech until it breaks. I mean truly breaks. If it turns on, if it connects to the internet, it's fine. Your self-worth is not measured in megapixels. You are not a better person because your screen has a higher refresh rate. You're just a poorer person with a brighter screen. Next up, trap number 3. Subscription creep. This is death by 1,000 cuts. It's the leech model of economics. Look at your bank statement. Really look at it. It's infested. These little charges, $15 here, $20 there, $12 there. That's Netflix, that's Hulu, that's HBO. That's the gym membership you haven't used since January 4th because you're too busy. That's the monthly box of dog toys for the dog that would be just as happy chewing on a stick. You've got to audit yourself tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. Go through your bank statement with a machete. If you haven't used it in 30 days, kill it. Be ruthless. Oh, but I might want to watch that one show eventually. Then sign up for 1 month, watch it, and cancel. Stop donating your money to corporations in exchange for nothing. If you miss it, you can sign up again. But I promise you, you won't miss the content. You'll just miss the money leaving your account. Now, let's talk about trap number 4. This one is going to make some of you angry because it challenges the great American religion. I'm talking about being house poor. You've heard the lie your whole life. Renting is throwing money away. You have to get on the property ladder. Pay your own mortgage, not your landlord's. Listen to me and listen closely, because this is where the math gets dark and the cultural programming runs deep. Rent is the maximum you will pay every month. A mortgage is the minimum. When you buy a house, you aren't just paying principal and interest. You aren't just building equity. You are paying property taxes. You are paying homeowners insurance. You are paying HOA fees. And you are paying for maintenance. Oh, the roof leaked? That's $10,000. The water heater exploded? That's $2,000. The foundation cracked? Congratulations, you're insolvent. If you buy a house that stretches your budget to the limit, which most people do because the bank tells you they qualify for it, you become house poor. You are one broken furnace away from bankruptcy. You have an asset on paper, sure. You have equity, but you have zero liquidity. You can't buy groceries with a brick from your chimney. You can't pay for a medical emergency with your drywall. And let's talk about the opportunity cost of that down payment. If you lock up $50,000 or $100,000 as a down payment in a house that appreciates at the rate of inflation, which is what housing historically does, versus putting that money in the market where it can actually work, you are often losing money. Math doesn't care about your pride of ownership. Math doesn't care about your white picket fence. If your mortgage is more than 25% of your take-home pay, you are a serf in your own castle. You are working for the bank, and you are working for the hardware store. Renting isn't throwing money away. Renting is buying patience. It's buying flexibility. It's buying the ability to move for a better job without paying 6% realtor fees. Don't rush into a mortgage just because your parents told you it's what adults do. Trap number 5, the brand loyalty tax. This one really makes me lose faith in your species. Let's talk about clothes. Let's talk about luxury. Take a plain white t-shirt, cotton, made in a factory in Bangladesh. Cost to produce, maybe $2. Price at a generic store, $5. Now take that exact same shirt, made in the exact same factory using the exact same cotton, but slap a Supreme logo or a designer label on it. Price, $300. You aren't paying for quality. You aren't paying for durability. You are paying a tax on your insecurity. You are paying a markup of 300 to 1,000% just to signal to other primates that you have resources. It's the peacock tail effect.
But here's the irony of the simulation. The people who actually have resources, the people who have real wealth, they don't wear this garbage. They wear unbranded cashmere. They drive Volvos. They don't need to advertise their bank account on their chest because they know they have money. The people wearing the giant Gucci logos, the people obsessing over the latest Jordan release, they are usually the ones putting it on a credit card. They are the ones living paycheck to paycheck. It's a loop of stupidity. You are working extra hours at a job that drains your soul to buy a logo to impress people who don't care about you. Brands are not your friends. Corporations are not your family. They don't care about you. They want to extract value from you. Divorce the brands. Buy quality, sure. Buy things that last, but stop paying the cool tax. If you need a label to feel valuable, you need therapy, not a shopping spree. Trap number 6. This one is insidious because it feels so small, but it compounds like a virus. The little treat dopamine hit. Specifically, food delivery. Look at your habits. You're tired, you worked all day, you deserve a break, right? So you open Uber Eats or DoorDash, you order a burrito. That burrito costs $12 at the restaurant. But you didn't want to drive, you didn't want to cook. You wanted magic. So you tapped the screen. Let's look at the receipt. Burrito, $12. Delivery fee, $3.99. Service fee, $2.50. Small order fee, $2. Tip, $5. Total, $25.49. You just paid a 112% markup on cold beans and rice because you were too lazy to boil water. And you do this 2, maybe 3 times a week? But Doc, I'm tired. I work hard. Yeah, you're tired because you're working to pay for the $25 burritos. It's a snake eating its own tail. If you do this 3 times a week, that's roughly $4,000 a year wasted on fees and markup. Not on food, on fees. That's a Roth IRA contribution. That's a vacation to Europe. That's the start of a business. But no, you'd rather have lukewarm pad thai delivered to your couch while you watch Netflix shows you don't even like. Learn to cook. It is a basic survival skill. Evolution gave you opposable thumbs. Use them to hold a spatula. It's healthier, it's cheaper, and it breaks the cycle of dependency on the service economy. Delete the apps. They are vampires sucking the wealth out of your wallet one little treat at a time. And finally, the bottom of the barrel. Trap number 7. Financing liabilities. The buy now, pay later plague. Affirm, Klarna, Afterpay. Listen to me very carefully. If you have to finance a pair of sneakers, you cannot afford the sneakers. If you have to split a sweater into 4 easy payments, you are broke. Debt is a tool. You use debt to buy assets, things that go up in value, like a business or education that increases your earning power, or maybe real estate if the numbers make sense. You do not use debt to buy clothes, shoes, vacations, or consumer electronics. When you use buy now, pay later, you are borrowing from your future self to look cool today. You are stealing labor from the version of you 5 months from now. That version of you hates you. That version of you is broke and stressed out because you wanted instant gratification today. Here is the rule. It's the Rick Sanchez rule of economics. If you cannot buy it twice in cash without sweating, you cannot afford it, period. If the money isn't in the bank, you don't buy it. If you have to wait, you wait.
The ability to delay gratification is the single biggest predictor of financial success. If you can't wait, you will always be poor. You will always be a slave to the lender. So, there you have it. 7 traps, 7 ways the system is designed to keep you running on that wheel. But I'm not just here to yell at you. I'm trying to save you from the matrix. I'm trying to show you the exit door. The system wants you to spend everything you make. As your income goes up, your ego goes up, and your spending follows. That's the trap. They call it lifestyle creep, but it's really just lifestyle slavery. The only thing that matters, the only variable in this entire equation that you have control over is the gap. The gap is the difference between what you earn and what you burn. That's it. That's the whole game. Wealth isn't the car you drive. Wealth isn't the clothes you wear. Wealth is the money you didn't spend. Wealth is the options you have. It's the ability to quit your job because your boss is a moron and not worry about how you're going to pay rent. It's the ability to sleep at night because you have 6 months of expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. It's the ability to take a risk, to start a company, to travel, to actually live instead of just existing. You need to widen the gap. You need to crush your ego. Kill the car payment, cook your own food, keep your old phone, stop trying to impress people. Take that money, that glorious hard-earned capital, and buy assets. Buy index funds, buy real estate, buy things that pay you to own them instead of things that charge you to own them. The signal is clearing up now. I can feel the anxiety dropping. You have a choice. You can click off this video and go back to scrolling, back to buying, back to being a battery for the system. Or you can wake up. You can break the simulation. Be smart. Be boring with your money so you can be interesting with your life. Stop feeding the machine. Start feeding your freedom. Now get out of here. Go cancel a subscription. Go sell that stupid truck. Do something. Break the cycle.